Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today, as promised, I'm going to run down everything announced at D23. Now, I'll admit there's a bit of a caveat here because I'm not going to be covering the stuff announced for the Disney theme parks. I can make a separate video on that if you guys would want me to, but today I'm just going to be focusing on the TV show and film announcements that came from the D23 Expo from 2024. So, let's hop straight into it, shall we? First off, we had a trailer for Moana 2. Yep, Moana's back, and we have a trailer for the film. Speaking of trailers, we had a teaser trailer for Rachel Zegler's Snow White movie, which is coming out next year, I think. I can't quite remember right now. I think it's coming out next year. Now, next up, we had probably the most adorable announcement coming from the film, because we are getting another live-action remake, and it is a pretty modern classic, Lilo and Stitch. And I have to say, Stitch looks incredibly adorable. I love him. And that's coming out in summer of next year. Next up, we had another big announcement, Incredibles 3. Very excited for this. Loved Incredibles as a kid. Really liked Incredibles 2, so this one is definitely going to be on my to-watch list for when it releases. Next, we had a teaser for Toy Story 5, which is going to be a film based around the concept of toys versus tech. That could be an interesting concept, and frankly, one I'm surprised wasn't covered in Toy Story 4. But hey, Toy Story 5 will get the chance. Next, we had an announcement that was probably not much of a surprise. Frozen 3. Yeah, we all saw this coming, didn't we? Like, if you didn't, how? Yeah, so that's happening. But also, announced at the same time, was Zootopia 2, which I'm quite surprised about. Like, I thought that was just going to be a one film and done. I never thought we'd see Zootopia again, but it turns out I was wrong. Next up, we have a brand new film, not a sequel, a brand new film from Pixar, called Elio, which looks to be based around aliens, I'd guess, considering that the dot on the eye is looking like a planet with rings. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we did have a trailer for Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which drops on the 3rd of December this year, I think. So that's going to be very exciting. Of course, that'll be the last Star Wars show of the year. And actually, the next one. Yeah, we've not got anything for Star Wars until then. Now, moving on from that, we had an official trailer for Agatha All Along, which we know is coming out in just over a month's time, which I'm very, very excited for, I've got to say. We also had a little snippet from Fantastic Four First Steps, which is, of course, the Pedro Pascal-led Fantastic Four film being released by Marvel Studios under the MCU banner. So that's very exciting. Next, we had another snippet for Daredevil Born Again, in which we saw the return of the Punisher. Very excited for that. Cannot wait to see how that turns out. Now, the next one is one that I'm not particularly too excited for, because I've never been a big fan of the franchise, but I know a lot of people are, and it is actually Avatar Fire and Ash, which is, of course, a sequel to James Cameron's incredibly successful Avatar and Avatar 2. So that's coming out, I think, December 19th next year. Next, we had an announcement about the sequel to Freaky Friday, known as Freakier Friday. So that's going to star, once again, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. Next, we had... Well, actually, this is the final thing, and one thing that I'm very excited about. We had some more information about Tron Ares, which is, of course, the sequel to Tron Legacy, and Tron released in 1982, and Tron Legacy in 2010. And we had a few announcements, including the fact that Jeff Bridges is returning as Kevin Flynn. And we also had an announcement of who's doing the soundtrack after Daft Punk's incredible soundtrack for Tron Legacy in 2010. And the Tron Ares soundtrack will be done by Nine Inch Nails. Very excited for that. As you guys know, I love Tron Legacy, and all these announcements have me incredibly excited. I'm so excited for all of this. Can't wait to hear what you guys think about all I've just talked about. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video on all the major announcements that came from D23. except for the theme park stuff. Again, if you want me to cover that in a separate video, let me know and I'll do so. So please, like the vid, subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels. Her link is down in the description. My button is down there. Please click them and then the bell icons to get both sets of our notifications. Comment as well, because why not? And let me know what you're most excited for of everything I've just listed there. And if you want me to cover the theme park announcements, once you've done that too, please follow me on my social medias. They'll be down in the link tree in the description below. That is going to be Roxanne's website, of course. And lastly, please do share this video with all of your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Goodbye!